Okay, guys, I'm recording the meeting so that I can disseminate it to those who aren't here. Okay. Um, First of all, um, we are obviously not going to be as busy in the spring. Um, I want to cover a few things from my part, and then I want to hear from you guys. Okay. Um, a few things. Those of you who have been with me in the past, I this last term apparently I was on a medication. My neck and shoulder was jacked up, and apparently it was having some very negative mental side effects on me, and I was not right last term. Um, I am much better now. Like within 48 hours of going off of it, I was much better. So um, apparently I was very foggy, and with medication sometimes that stuff sneaks up on you and you don't realize it's happening. So I didn't realize until after I went off. I'm like, oh, this is me. So I should be much more on top of things this upcoming term, and I apologize for that. Um, a few things coming into next term. Um, let's see here. I see Kristen is on, and Aramis is here. Guys, Aramis, are you still in the in the group chat?
I am.
Yay. Okay. Guys, Aramis serves in the same does much of the same things that Kristen does as far as helping at the desk, and she's been with us in the past. She is going to be with us this upcoming term. So Aramis is going to be help with Kristen are going to be helping make sure that um, reports are in. If you need appointments rescheduled, make sure you get that done. They are your points of contact for things like that. Okay. So if you have to miss a shift, talk to them. If you need an appointment rescheduled, talk to them. Um, and they are going to be going over the they're going to be going over daily to make sure that all reports are entered. I cannot tell you how important those reports are. Um, we didn't do a good job as a writing center making sure those reports got done on a daily basis last term. And I understand, look, in the middle of the pandemic and everything sucked. Okay, I get that. But now we've been through that and we understand what that's like. And we've got to step up our game. Okay. I didn't do a good job. Okay. Full ownership. Okay. One of the things I always tell my kids is you got to admit when you screwed up. Because if I show you that I can admit when I screw up, then you can admit that you screwed up. um, and that's how you get better. Okay. We didn't do a good job as a writing center managing that part, and we've got to do better. That's tied to our funding, and that's tied to the amount of confidence that the professors put in us to perform our job. Okay. So reports need to be done every day. Here's the other thing. We had people miss who weren't there for their shifts. They weren't there. All right. If you are somebody can make, you might not have anybody scheduled for the day, but somebody can come in, and if you're scheduled to be on at 10, at 9:59 somebody may make an appointment and they fully expect you to be there, as they should. Okay. So the idea is when you are scheduled to work, you need to be there ready to work. All right. um, and that it's the same thing with me. I mean, I've got my hours scheduled, and I realize that it's hard to sit there by your computer with that schedule up. It's blank, and it's like, oh, well, I guess I can go do blank because nobody's scheduled. People can make appointments. Okay. It's just like being in the writing center physically, and somebody walks in and wants an appointment at 10 o'clock. If you're scheduled to be on the clock, you can't not be there. Okay. So please be by your computer, ready to go during your shift. Okay. The other thing that I would ask you to do, everybody's done the modules now, yay. Please, before the term starts, I want you to go back over those modules, okay? Review them. The big issues that we see over and over and over again, okay? The big ones that we see, comma splices, verb tense agreement, run-on sentences, okay? These are probably the ones we see the most, all right? And they are going to show up again. So please, please review those ones specifically to make sure that you're very familiar with them. If somebody misses an appointment, there is a button to say mark as missed, okay? So if they miss their appointment, click on that. And here's why. Here's what we're going to be doing this upcoming term. The wonderful thing about life is if you do it right, you're constantly learning. I hope for each and every one of you that you are a lifelong learner, that you never, ever, 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 ever stop learning things. And I learned something. There is a way to generate a report out of the system to where I can send it to the faculty, and it will show people who have missed their appointments right on that Excel spreadsheet. And so what I'm going to be doing is I'm going to be sending those reports out every week. So one of the difficulty faculty have had is they have relied on those individual reports to try to take attendance. Remember, people coming to see you is attendance for them, okay? So this is why it's so important that you fill out those reports. In addition to attendance, faculty read those reports and say, oh, I've got 7 students that are having difficulty with thesis statements. I need then to shift my focus to thesis statements. Guys, these reports that you fill out tell faculty what they need to be working on as they go. Not all faculty, okay? Let's face it, we've got some that, right, with the Writing Center. We understand this, okay? But we have other faculty who genuinely look at your reports and see what you are saying, and they will shift their focus accordingly. And this is why these reports are so important. It literally guides the pedagogy in the classroom. It guides how our faculty approach our highest risk students. And so when you fill out those reports, please don't just put in short sentence, we worked on blank, right? Give me a good 3-4 sentences in there that really explain what you're working on, okay? Those reports do not take long. You are all good writers. It's going to take you, literally 90 seconds to fill out a report completely, even writing 3 or 4 sentences, okay? So please be specific about what you worked on. Please make sure it goes to the faculty member, the appropriate faculty member, okay? And if you have any questions about that, let me know, all right? Now, here's the other thing that I need from you. I need the hours that you're going to work, okay? I need the hours that you are planning on working. Our hours, we are open from 8 in the morning until 8 at night, Monday through Thursday. We are open from 8 o'clock in the morning until 5 o'clock p.m. on Fridays, okay? So I'm trying to give you guys as much flexibility as possible by saying, you tell me what hours that you want to work, all right? Normally I sit down with this wonderful spreadsheet and do it that way, but the fact is with everybody look, I got people in California, y'all are all over the place. So rather than do that, I'm going to let you guys tell me when you want to work, and I will set the schedule up. Today is Wednesday. Wednesday. Today's Wednesday. I know, right? Like days anymore. Oh my God. Like time just doesn't fucking exist right now. It is not a real thing. I don't believe in time. But no, I need your schedules, guys. I need those by Friday. Okay. I need schedules by Friday. I want you to send it to me via GroupMe. Okay. Send me your hours via GroupMe. And the reason that I want it there is that way it's all in one spot and I'm not having to go through dozens of emails. Or I get enough freaking emails that is from people that I don't even want to talk to. With the GroupMe, I know exactly where to look for hours. Okay. And Christian and Aramis, same for you. Okay. Aramis, I've got to work out how many hours per week you can work. So I'm still calculating that. Okay.
Okay.
All right. All right. Guys, any questions on any of that?
I don't have a question, but I do just want to say this to the tutors. And sorry if my tone or my dialect is weird. I'm at home right now. I'm from Louisiana, so if I'm talking too fast or I seem mean, I'm sorry. And also I just woke up. If me or Aramis contact you, please, please, please answer, whether it be GroupMe or by your phone number. That was a very hard problem I had last year. So please answer, as well as if there's about like maybe 2 or 3 people that I realized last year that I never answered you back with a question. If I don't answer you back in 24 hours, please make sure that you contact me again, or in a couple hours, please make sure that you contact me again. Usually I'm good with contacting people as soon as you contact me, but please, if you have a question, you have a problem, please make sure you send another text, another something, so that way I realize, oh my gosh, I forgot to finish helping you or something.
Yeah. Guys, so let me just kind of break this down a little bit to just be clear. If you have tutoring style questions, okay? If you have questions as far as how do I work with somebody on or I don't understand this particular concept, the people to contact for that are Haviland and Talani, okay? They are our peer mentors, okay? Those two are outstanding tutors. Talani's been with me 2.5 years now. How long have you been with me now, Talani?
Yeah, I think 2.5 is right.
And she is fantastic. Haviland is coming into a 1.5 years with me. English major, outstanding. Okay, they were happy to help you there. Now, if it's scheduling, if it's contacting a student, anything like that, if it's you've got to be gone, that your contacts there are Kristen and now Aramis. Okay. I'm pointing at people as it appears on my screen, which makes absolutely no sense because it's not your screen. But please, if Kristen or Aramis contacts you, it is very important to get back to them quickly because they're contacting you on the administrative side, and so we have to get that rolling. Okay. Any questions on that? Okay, they are going, just to be clear, they are going to be reviewing things daily, okay? Either Kristen or Aramis is going to be going over the every appointment daily to make sure that those reports get filled out. If they contact you and say, hey, you didn't get this report in, I expect that to be taken care of quickly, all right? Okay, any other questions on anything that I've covered? Okay. Guys, what problems did you have last term? What do we need to be aware of moving into this term? I'm not on the ground, okay? I'm not a tutor. So I don't see all the things that you guys see. So, and again, where normally what happens is somebody has a problem and they come into my office and they're like, Dr. Howard, I just had this. What do I need to do? And we don't have that right now. So this is your time. And I apologize. We needed to have a better system last time. Yeah, Jelena.
I think the only issue I really had were when like students, they didn't know what to do in their classes. They didn't have rubrics, or they couldn't access their rubrics, or the professor would tell them one thing and they would think that their assignment was a completely other thing. And then they would have like 3 different assignments to do.
Yeah. So what I recommend with that, if you have an issue with that, it's always helpful to just send an email to the professor. That is okay. All right. Just send them an email and say, hey, I had a student that was working on this issue and seemed confused about it. We tried to sort it out, but we weren't able to get an answer. And just hopefully you can get a response on that. Okay. Do your best with the information you have in front of you, but then don't be shy. Again, most, not all, but most professors are willing to work with you because they understand that you're trying to work for them. Okay. Does that answer your question, Jelena?
Yeah, it does.
Okay. Yeah, Malia.
Hi. So the problem that I had with the most that I would say was notable was it seems like most people, like 9 times out of 10, didn't know that to go into the meeting you had to go back into Writing Center and click on the actual meeting box and click on join or start consultation. It seemed like people kept waiting. Like I would have to wait for like 5 or 10 minutes, and then I would quickly email people and say like, hey, there's not a Zoom meeting. You just go back in and explain it. It seemed like most people didn't know that. They were expecting like a Zoom meeting code. So I don't know if there's a better way to get that information out there when people set up meetings, to go back in and like just click on the join or start consultation. So that was the problem I noticed the most, because sometimes I'd be waiting for 5 or 10 minutes and then like I would email them back and then they would join. So I don't know.
I will put out a reminder to the faculty to let them know, to let them tell the students that. One thing that we could do, let me see if there's a way to, well, I was going to say, I don't know if there's a way through the system. I'll double check to send them a reminder. But the fact is, if they don't know to do it from the initial message that they get, they will probably not read the message either. But I will send out a reminder to the faculty to have them click there. Okay.
Okay.
All right. Haviland.
Hey, so mine is kind of like Malia's. I noticed a lot of students don't even know about tutoring because we're not in SSC anymore, so they aren't able to just walk by. So, and then I know, like, I was talking to Dr. Brown and she was saying like the only way her students know about tutoring is if she takes the time to explain it to them. Is there like a way that we can, how like you can screen record on your phone and like show how you access things? Is there a way we can maybe like do that on a computer, and then can the school like send it to students' emails so they can have a video tutorial showing them like how to access online tutoring?
Yep, you're in charge of that, Haviland.
Okay.
No, we actually do. They do get an email through public relations about us, but how many emails do you guys get? Like
So
genuinely?
Many. Honestly, so many.
And so a lot of times it gets lost in other emails. And let's face it anymore, how often do you guys check your emails? So we're one email among hundreds of emails. And yeah, they are informed about Lion Camp about it, but when they come into Lion Camp, look, Lion Camp, that is an overwhelming freaking experience. They are getting information from all different directions about so many different things. And one of the things that really helped us before was because we were in the SSE, people walk by us every day. They see us. right? And so that was how we got out there. And now we're kind of lost a little bit. So if the professor isn't telling them about us, and not just telling them about us, but reminding them about us, we do tend to get lost in the shuffle. I mean, that's just how it is, unfortunately. Guys, it's not normally like this. It's not. We are normally busy, we are occupied, we are full, and we're helping a lot of people. Um, I'm frustrated because I love this group. I mean, guys, your essays and everything for all you new folks, I was really excited about working with you. And I think it's unfortunate that because we're not uh, you're not getting the experience that I want you to have for your first year here for a lot of you. Um, my daughter's having the same problem. She's a freshman in high school this year. She's like, I don't get my freshman year. So, Kashia.
Okay, so I guess like a problem that I had last semester kind of falls in line with students not knowing how to use the platform or just having like technological issues with it.
Yeah.
Because with some appointments that I had, um what happened? Let me think. Oh my gosh. Uh, okay, so with some appointments, like we'd get on and they it would go off without a hitch, right?
Mhm.
But with others, we'll get on and we'll spend like maybe 7 minutes into it trying to figure out like what's wrong with their screen, right? Because they can get to where the meeting was, but then like something's wrong with their screen, like I don't know their end, right?
Right.
Um, and so at that point in the meeting, I was just like, okay, well, to make the best use of our time and to get you the help you need, like, here's a Zoom link. Let's hop on there. I'll share my screen with like your doc or something and we'll talk it through.
Right.
Um, yeah.
Yeah, and I do understand that. Obviously, no system is perfect. WC Online is designed to do things that Zoom isn't, um, which is why we use it. So here's what I would suggest for that, guys. Everybody have a Zoom link, and the first thing that you do when you start a meeting with a student, copy and paste that Zoom link in there so that if something does go wrong, they have access to it and you can switch quickly. Just make that your default, okay? As soon as the meeting starts, copy paste that Zoom link in and say, hey, it's kind of like that, when you know how sometimes when you call customer service and the first thing they say is, just in case we get disconnected, what's a good phone number that we can call you back at, right? Do that. Just say, hey, if anything goes wrong, we can switch platforms quickly. Okay? Other things from last term that we need to know, that I need to know, that I can help with. Okay. All right, guys. I'm going to, I
Michaela has
will,
her hand raised.
what?
Michaela, I think Michaela raised her hand.
Oh, I'm sorry, Michaela. Hi, Michaela.
Last semester I used to have problems with trying to contact the different students when they like miss appointments.
I'm sorry?
I was saying that last semester I would have a hard time trying to contact the different students when they would miss appointments.
Yeah. You can only do so much. I mean, if they miss, try to contact them. But if they don't get back, ultimately it comes down to them. Okay. And I mean, I hate to say this, and it sucks. COVID screwed things up. I mean, it just did. The students had a lot going on. They were trying to come into college. We tend to work with a lot. Let's face it, a lot of our students coming into Langston are underprepared. Okay, so they're underprepared. They then come into a situation that makes everything harder, and a lot of them just gave up. A lot of them just guys, out of 27 students in my Comp 1 class, 8 passed. 8. That's it. And that's horrible. That sucks. We can only do so much. Now, what we will find is probably the students that are back this term, they've been through it. And they're like, oh shit, I recognize what I screwed up, and they're going to give you a better effort because they don't want to go through that again. But we've got to do as much as we can to help them. And I appreciate the fact that you were trying to contact them. That's what we've got to do. We've got to let them know somebody out there, quite honestly, gives a fuck, right? Because a lot of them don't think anybody does. They need one person to believe in them a lot of the time. And guys, sometimes that's you. Very seriously, sometimes that's you. I've had several students over the years come to me and say, the only reason I stayed in college was because of my tutor. That's it. We've got a guy who, I've had football players. I've had a guy who initially was very resistant and almost abusive towards a tutor. We were on the verge of kicking them out of the writing center permanently, and ended up staying and graduating because they had a tutor who worked with them. Okay. Now, you don't have to put up with the shit. Don't get me wrong. Okay. We will absolutely put a stop to anything. But you guys, a lot of times, are the one person. Okay. And so many times people need one person to actually believe in them for them to not quit. Okay. So try to contact them. That's all you can do. If it doesn't work, it doesn't work. We'll get the reports out. Just make sure that you fill out the reports accordingly. Okay.
Okay.
Other questions, other concerns, other things that went wrong, other things that went right that you'd like to share? I can tell you this, I got reports from professors about students specifically contacting them this last term, saying the only reason that they made it through was because one of you guys. Seriously. Okay. All right. So I will post this back out. Please get me your schedules via the GroupMe as soon as possible, the hours that you want to work. If you have any questions, any concerns, let me know. And I think we've all hopefully gotten our sea legs under us a bit. This should be the last time we have to deal with this. We should be back, I'm guessing by August, September, we should be back full speed. Okay. So, all right. If there's no other questions, guys, I'll let you go. I love y'all. Have a wonderful day.
Thank you, you too.
Just a quick question for when we message you and group me with the schedules, do we message in the whole group or privately?
What I would do is just send the student when they pop into the WC Online, just paste the link to that one student.
No, I mean like when they send you our
Okay.
schedules for the
Send that to me individually.
semester.
Send that to me individually.
Okay. Thank you.
Yep. Anything else, guys? All right. Talk to you later.
All right, thanks. Bye.